I'm bringing thunder and hell with me. Sê vir hulle Neil de Beer is op pad. Julle gaan brand.
All people and all South Africans, black, white, Indian, colored, whatever you may call them.
These people are interested in keeping you out. These people are interested in keeping you down, out in the back.
Moenie praat van boere moet hulle eie plek hê, swart mense moet hulle eie plek hê, Indiërs moet hulle eie plek hê. Dis nie wat ons voorgeroep is.
EFF Doomsday will make the collapse of Zimbabwe look like a dress rehearsal.
Welcome, WeFlow community. This is your host, Moise Submike. We are going to tackle a problem of racism from our leaders, parents, teachers, pastors, those who are in leadership. We feel, as WeFlow, our community is still full of racist mindset, and we need to change it. Only then will we be able to move on as South Africans. Not that you have to leave your ethnicity, no. But we have to be patriotic. That's why I love the Patriotic Alliance. That's why I love Gaten McKenzie. Yes, I love him because he's a step ahead of many other leaders. His intellect is somewhat different. And I think we can go somewhere with him. South Africans, all South Africans are racist. Some are unintentionally racist. Some are intentionally racist. We still have an issue of the racist mindset. Why? Because we constantly use the terms black, white, colored. Why do you have to waste time with your speech when you address the people of South Africa and you say, oh, South Africans, sounding so beautifully intelligent? Then you add another handle, black, white, colored, and Indian. That tells us that the racist mindset is still with us. That is why we have a problem where colored people are not allowed to work, because the racial laws still exist in South Africa. Let's go.
Within our DNA, we are a biological prototype of racial integration. And I got a good idea for us. It's a biology. So, as je brain mentors, as je are clear with us.
You see, he starts off very well. All the nations of South Africa is within the colored person. Then the term comes in. Brain. As your brain is. So whose brain, Ashley? Let's talk about that. That's why I have the call there. Please call me, email me, weflowtv@gmail.com, and let's discuss this. Let's get it out of our minds once and for all. But let's take time to discuss it.
Ons God-given mission in die land is nie om mense te divide. Moenie praat van boere moet hulle eie plek hê, swart mense moet hulle eie plek hê, Indiërs moet hulle eie plek hê. Dis nie wat ons voorgeroep is. Ons is geroep van God homself om die land bymekaar te bring, om swart, wit, Indiërs bymekaar te bring, want ons is almal in een. We are everyone.
Ons is geroep om Suid-Afrika bymekaar te bring. Very powerfully said. Thank you very much, Ashley Sauls. Prapisa. Now, then you say, swart, wit, and Indian. I would like to label Ashley Sauls, Brabiza, as an unintentional racist. Because I know, no, you're not a racist person. But just the vocabulary, don't you think that we need to address that very same issue? That where people talk about different colors, which is racist. The Voice, maybe we should give him a chance to ask a question. The Voice, mic is yours.
Hello, thank you. You started off by saying all South Africans are racist. I tend to disagree with that. Maybe I might not be alone, or I could be alone on this, but I still disagree with the fact that all South Africans are racist. So I will ask you a question and say, what is racism?
Probably go to the dictionary first, but then from my knowledge of racism is identifying anybody, any human being, based on their looks, based on the color of their skin. That is racism. Time of the colonizers, they came to Africa and called Africa as the continent of the black people. All right.
Yes, yes.
So when they came there, they looked at the people, they saw black. According to them, black. I don't know if there's any black skin in this world, because melanin, the color of melanin is brown. So we can't really say people are black, really, because there's already a misnomer, something that we need to discuss as well. We have a clip of a little girl arguing with her mother. Maybe you can play that right now, because maybe that is one of the things that will give an understanding of what is racism.
Says, why are people racist?
Look at this. Is this white?
We're talking about.
Is this white?
We're talking about skin color.
I don't care. Is this white?
We're talking about skin color.
I don't care. Tell me your question.
Your skin
Is it
color
white?
is white.
No, it's not. This is
Not
white.
that white. That's an object. We're talking about skin color.
This is the same color.
You're white.
This is the option.
So what you think you are? You think what color are you?
I'm peach.
Bro.
Stupid.
Now, don't you think that child is clever? And like many other children, they will tell you the truth. They will tell you the truth. Exactly what they see, they will communicate. Now, before that, I was thinking you're going to ask me a question. For example, how do you become a racist? Voice. How do you become a racist? There we got it. The mother is saying to the child, you are not peach, you are white. And the child is saying, but I see this thing is white. I've been taught this I think it's a piece of paper that she's got there, or a piece of cloth. And she says, that is white. And she shows the skin. She said, this is not white. Why are you telling me that I'm white? So racism is something that's been taught. You are not born a racist. Now, leadership has got a big responsibility in the country to ensure that they don't indoctrinate our people. As much as people say they are colored and proudly colored and proudly black, is this the right term to identify people? There is no one person that is black, because melanin is brown. So some people got more melanin closer to the equator, and some people got less. I mean, there's nothing really. I mean, it can't even affect your thinking. Why do we worry so much about being proudly black? I mean, it doesn't make sense. That's not who we are as Africans. We did not live like that. Now we've been forced because of the apartheid system still in us. We need to get rid of it. You also ask, what is a racist? Now, a racist is somebody that discriminates people based on the skin color. Discriminate. In other words, disadvantage somebody based on the color of their skin. Like, for example, when they came to South Africa, the Dutch and the English and the German, they had an understanding that the people of Africa do not know how to do things, and they will do it for us. You understand? They do not know how to do things because of the way they look. They didn't look at, their skill. They didn't do anything. They just enslaved them and then said, okay, because you are a different skin color from us, so you cannot be the same as us. So that is slavery that came because of that marginalization of people. So many different ills came into being because the colonizers felt that the people are different, they look different, so they cannot think the same as them. That is a racist.
Yes, I hear you, but I think for a little bit of clarity, I think you are confusing the two, actually the three things. They all start with R. It's race, racism, and racist. I believe the explanation that you gave is not the explanation for racism. It's the explanation for race. Race is identifying somebody racism is discriminating against somebody based on their race. And a racist would be then somebody who practices racism. And I'm not sure if we are on the same page or not. You said racism is identifying a person based on color. That is race. Race is identifying somebody based on color. But racism is then taking it further and discriminating on a person based on their race. I'm not sure if.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with you. At the end of the day, what are we looking at? Is racism or racist being racist, and racism and a race, identity or classifying people as a race based on the color, obviously on the color of their skin. Is that a good thing? If it's not a good thing, then we must get rid of it, because now it's affecting our communities. It's everything negative.
Yes, I hear you. But again, for that, I believe we are going to cut across the community and have different segments, because there would be people who would say, I am black and proud, and then there would be people who would say, I'm just a human being. I don't care what color you think I am. I'm just a human being. And both believes in this, in what they believe in, and they believe in it very strongly. They strongly believe I am black and I'm proud. And the other one would say, I'm just a human being and I'm proud to be a human being. So who do we say is right? And are we not now discriminating against somebody who would then want to say, I am black? If we say you can't use the term, you can't call people black, white, colored, or any other way.
Yes. Okay. So very well explained by you. Appreciate it. Go back to basically what is this ideology causing? Is it still in the government statute books that people are being classified differently because of the color of their skin? And is it not affecting people differently in terms of the jobs, in terms of opportunities, in terms of just being a human being within South Africa, and in having that freedom to call yourself, okay, as you say, colored, good, and or some say they feel proudly black and proudly colored? They have got the right to do that. It's just that what we are discussing now is the fact that quite a lot of people are being discriminated against. Like, for example, people were, put on temporary basis to work, but then when the permanency came in, they were clearly told that they cannot work because they are colored.
There is a law in South Africa that says so and so cannot be hired because he or she is or identifies or sees themselves as this color. That would be very, very illegal, because the Bill of Rights, that would never pass through the Bill of Rights. Secondly,
100%.
I would say, can we then attack the actual people who are racist? Because I do not think the law would be signed if it discriminates against anybody else.
That is why we need the people to comment. We need them to subscribe. We need them to like. They must take down the weflowtv@gmail.com email address and be part of this discussion to take it further, because it is happening, as I said. But be that as it may, can we continue with the other videos? Because remember, what we were saying is that some are intentionally racist and some are unintentionally racist. But at the end of the day, all of us are suffering because of this law that is in place, where even the forms, I mean the government forms, they ask you black, colored, Indian, white. They do ask those questions. So if there was no law, why do we still have these forms? If there was no law, why do we have people boldly saying that colored people can't get jobs? It's not the first time it's happening. It's been happening all the time.
Fought for the freedom of this country so that this never happens again. In the words of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, never ever again will this happen in this country. So julle wat dit nou gedoen het, I'm bringing thunder and hell with me. Sê vir hulle Neil de Beer is op pad. I'm coming. And you will regret the day that you ever said to a person of the colored, black, white or Indian community in this country, you are not good enough. Julle gaan brand.
Let's play the clip of Julius Malema, Ace Magashule and Fadil.
White person, wherever you are, Zulu, Xhosa, Sotho, Venda, Shangani, Hlanganani, all people and all South Africans, black, white, Indian, colored, whatever you may call them.
An Indian legal head of legal in human rights commission decide on his own, because he thinks he's a deputy white, but I'm not going to be a puppet of people who are advancing white supremacy. Keep quiet. I'm not going to allow the white Afrikaners in particular to perpetuate institutionalized racism in South Africa, and we keep quiet. Beat up not only black people, black women. The white men till today, despite the fact that cases were open, is still not arrested because it's a white man. We ought to confront racism everywhere else where it raises its ugly head. And if it has not been attended to, it must be followed up so that no one dares to repeat such a similar mistake.
When it comes to racism, we've got a few questions. I say race is not an issue personally, but racism should be uprooted, and nobody wants to experience that. Nobody wants to see that. Racism is the core problem of all our problems, and all our social ills, everything that is wrong in our country, South Africa. I say it stems out from racism. Even those who are not privileged, those who are not coming from the corner of privilege, why and how can they be racist?
Okay, I don't know whether you've noticed that the way in which they address the different races, it tells me that there's some kind of a mindset, some kind of a thinking that needs to be washed out of those kind of people. You say, for example, the Afrikaner in particular. Remember, Julius was also mentioning at one point in time certain privileges for Africans, black in particular. So I don't know whether it was rich that time. As you say, you have to be rich in order to be racist. I don't know whether he was rich at that time, but if that is the case, well, again, we'll have to discuss it. Then Ace Magashule says proudly that Mtwana and Msutu, when he expresses it so well. But when he talks about the Afrikaner or white people to join his party, this new party that he formed, he says, white people, wherever you are, even, pushes his hand to the side, wherever you are, as if, right now we need you to come in. We want to show that we are a diverse party with different races within the party, but we don't really need you. This party is for specifically African diaspora. Then also Fadil.
When permanent positions became available, 60 blacks were employed on a permanent basis by the city of Johannesburg. Not one of the 14 colours received a job. These people aren't interested in giving you work. These people are interested in keeping you hungry. These people are interested in keeping you down, out in the back.
Fadil is saying he wants to fight for the people who did not get a job and things like that, which is good. As a leader, which is good. We accept it. Just like Julius and Isma Khashula, they are for the people, but it looks like they are for certain people. Fadil would say, these people. Now, you don't address people like that. These people want to hold you down. These people want to do this to you. These people want to do that to you. Now, that's not how a leader should speak. Unless he's been raised as somebody, or maybe his parents, or maybe the community was saying that, listen, those people are not good people for you. So how would he say then? These people are not good for me. These people want to bring me down. These people, because they look like that, they are the ones that I can regard as my enemy. You understand? But if we are looking at each other as South Africans or African, I don't think we'll have the same issue. The mic is yours.
You are racist if you discriminate towards another person based on their skin color. You really do not have a place in South Africa. Secondly, when we're talking about whites or Afrikaners, we've got a particular situation in South Africa. If we say Zulu, Mtswana, Msotho, Venda, Tsonga, all the native South African, including the Bushmen, everybody, we are talking about a particular grouping of people. So even the white people, they can do that. I mean, a white person can say, I am white and French. I am white and German. I am white and, I personally, I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you are going to discriminate unfairly to somebody based on how they identify, then I think that is a case for the Human Rights Commission. That is a case for the equality courts. Without any question, really, they should be approached. When you talk about coloureds or somebody saying coloureds shouldn't get jobs, I believe if you take a constitution on your hand and you approach the court, I guarantee you will come back a winner on that case, because the constitution says everybody must be treated equal. Everybody is equal before the law. And you cannot say there is no job for colored, there is no job for white, or there is no job for black. I think that one, if ever there is somewhere where it is written that so and so must not get a job based on their skin color, I think that's when we should all stand up, regardless of who you identifies as what, and say, let's approach the Equality Court and let's call the Human Rights Commission, because it's actually illegal to say something like that in South Africa, according to the law.
100%. So that means we need to come back to the discussion of what is race, who is racist. But then I also picked up something whereby it looks like we are confused between cultural groups, which is the Xhosa, the Khoisan, the Afrikaner, Zulus, and so on. Those are cultural groups. They have got a specific culture which they follow. They have a specific way of life, a specific language even. But you cannot say that when you refer to a black person, It doesn't mean if you're black, you've got a specific culture. You are black based on your color. That's it. But you can say Msotho is Msotho based on language, based on way of life, based on the way they dance, based on what they eat. Those are cultural identities of those people. All right? That we cannot discard. We cannot move away from that. But when we do Heritage Day, for example, then you see the color, the beauty of South Africa, right? With all the people coming together. When did we ever sing the national anthem together as South African people? Besides the big rugby games and other few, get-togethers of South Africa. No, we don't. You see, that is one thing. So I think we need to challenge the leadership of South Africa, those ones we mentioned right now, and we also need to invite them to come and talk to us on the WeFlow channel. The challenge is, can Steenhuisen, for example, address the people without saying all South Africans, black, white, colored, Indian? Brabiza, can Julius Malema do the same? Black, white, colored, Indian. What are they saying?
EFF Doomsday will make the collapse of Zimbabwe look like a dress rehearsal and will leave all South Africans destitute, black, colored, white, and Indian.
Is it necessary? And that is what we need to discuss. So yes, thank you very much, Voice, for joining us on this very, very interesting topic. Hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. Tell us what you think. We need to grow. We need to get out of this racism. We need to tell the world also that we have a different way of talking to each other. We have a different way of identifying each other. We have a different way of going forward without the black term, without the colored term, without the Indian term. No, Indian you cannot, because it's a cultural group. I don't know why they actually include Indian within their slogans. I would call it a slogan because everybody is doing the same way. Yes, so thank you very much for the time that you've taken. WeFlow is open for everybody to come and join us. Tell us what you think, give us your opinion, and let us enjoy a beautiful South Africa, a united South Africa, a diverse South Africa, a tolerant South Africa.
Look at this. Look at this. Is it white?